Welcome to House Talk, with videos that'll provide maintenance tips unique to Trilogy at Vistancia Homes. With your host, Doug Bowman.
Hey, you've seen these misting systems on restaurant patios. Well, today we're going to talk about whether a system like this might work for you in your backyard. We'll discuss whether they work, how much water they use, and approximately what they cost. If you live in Trilogy all year round, desert summers can be brutal and seem never-ending. Breaking records seems to be the norm year after year, and being stuck indoors can not only be a physical challenge, but mentally challenging as well. A misting system just might be what the doctor ordered to get you back outside for several hours each week. Under perfect conditions, a high-pressure system can cool your patio as much as 20 degrees. Yes, I said 20 degrees, and I've seen it under optimal conditions. More regularly, it'll cool your space between 15 and 18 degrees, which is still a significant improvement. Temperature, humidity, and wind can all have an effect on each day's reading. For me, the best summer conditions are after 7 p.m., when the sun is low, when winds have dropped to less than 7 miles an hour, when the outside temperature is starting less than 105 degrees, and the humidity is below 25%. Under these conditions, a misting system can cool down to 85 or 90 degrees in about 20 minutes. So how does a system like this work? Water vapor molecules created by the misting system collide with dry air and evaporation occurs. Energy is given up in this collision, which reduces the temperature of the liquid and results in evaporative cooling. The drier the air and the more water vapor molecules in the air, the better the evaporation cooling will be. That's why a high-pressure 1000 psi system can deliver the quantity and the pressure we need in Arizona to achieve the cooling we need. You'll be disappointed with anything else. I know, because when I first moved to Trilogy, I bought one of those cheap spray systems that uses just the city water pressure to vaporize the water. It was a joke, and the only thing it did was spit and soak anything in its path. So what do you need to make a misting system really work? None of this is rocket science. The degree of difficulty is about a 7. If you feel comfortable doing this type of project, you can save yourself between $700 and $1,000. Most landscape contractors can do this type of work or know a reliable contractor. If you choose to tackle this yourself, there are suppliers nearby that will review your sketches and photos, and they'll set you up with an entire misting kit that are made just for the do-it-yourselfer. I'll leave some references at the end of the video. No matter who does the work, you'll have to find the best outdoor location for the pump. You can get water from the outside faucet, but you might consider trying to get it from water softener sources in your house to prevent clogging of the nozzles with calcium and minerals. Either way, most of these kits come with a pump that has a filter built into it already. You'll also need 120 volts for the pump, and you can get this from any outside outlet. Just remember to be sure that it's GFCI protected and has the capacity to handle a 3/4 horsepower motor, which is about 9 amps. The last consideration for a pump location is the noise it can create. While most of these pumps are no louder than a typical air conditioner, you may want to take this into consideration. The logic in a misting system is that your seating area is surrounded by house walls, your patio ceiling, and a wall of water vapor created by your misting system that reaches about 2/3 of the way down. Nozzles are usually placed 2 feet apart, so you'll need to know how long your nozzle lines will be. Taking detailed photos and creating a sketch will help you research materials. The water line from the pump to the patio will either have to be direct buried with a high-pressure tubing or secured to the house and routed along the walls. Either way, you'll need to sketch the rough dimensions, the footage, and the number of corners so you can order any high-pressure fittings that you may need for your piping. Once the materials are on hand, the project can be done in about a day or two. Contractors should not need access inside your house unless you're trying to tie into an inside water source. I encourage you to get multiple bids if you're thinking about contracting this out. Prices can vary significantly. The good news is that installing a misting system does not require Trilogy's HOA approval, provided they are discreetly installed and kept tucked out of sight. As always, if you choose to tie into alternate plumbing or electrical sources, you should use a qualified technician for this work. Once the cooling season ends, there will be some maintenance required, like blowing out the lines, repairing any leaks, and changing the oil and filters on the pump. Like buying a car, Material options can vary price considerably. Pumps come in 3 designs: direct, enclosed, and pulley drives. The pumps are typically half the price of the total installation of materials. There's piping, which comes in plastic or copper or stainless. There's various nozzle types. And there's pressure cutout switches to protect the pump if the water is ever shut off while the pump is running. Then there are misting kits. These are all options that a contractor or supplier can discuss with you. So you don't have to buy everything a la carte. Suppliers provide misting system kits that are based on the number of nozzles you're looking for. These kits provide better materials at cheaper costs, and they come complete with all the miscellaneous hardware that's required for the installation. To give you an idea of the costs, the typical 30-foot 15-nozzle direct drive high-pressure pump with stainless steel piping is about $1,535 plus tax. The same system, made out of all plastic pipe, is $150 less. So somebody asked me a great question one time, and it's how much water and power do these systems use? Well, for a typical 30-foot or 15-nozzle system, the water uses about 25.2 gallons an hour, which will cost you less than 15 cents. In electricity, it'll draw about 0.5 kilowatt hours, and it'll cost you less than 10 cents an hour. That's a lot less than most people think. So you've heard a lot of information. So what's the bottom line? If you think this is something you might be interested in, check out a restaurant or find a friend who has one and ask questions and see it in operation. Remember, the period it'll be in use is primarily May through October, so snowbirds won't benefit from a system like this. Go big or stay home. Don't waste your time or money thinking that you can get the cooling we're talking about here with a low or mid-pressure system. A 1,000 psi system will not disappoint. Ask the supplier or contractor if you'll be able to accommodate both your seating and guests in the space that you have. You don't want to have anybody sitting directly in the path of the vapor stream. I know this is a big investment and may not be right for everyone, but from all the mist system owners that I've met, every one of them has said this is the best investment they've ever made. Well, I hope you found this video helpful, and be sure to check out my House Talk videos and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And as always, be sure to hit the like button.